Venus, we're going to start with you. It's been a heck of a year. You've been over there in that role as the CIO for a little over a year. Let's look back at 2024. Tell us what it's been like. Give us a state of the state. Brag about all the great things that you all have been doing over there at the U.S. Air Force.
Well, good morning. Thank you, Luke, Tom, and the entire team, and good morning to my fellow panelists. This is an exciting time. Anytime I get the opportunity to talk about the great work of the Office of the CIO and the work I do with my counterparts, it is definitely an exciting time. But I will tell you, one of the major things I'd like to tell you that in the Department of the Air Force, I am lucky now to be the CIO for the Air Force and the Space Force. You know, we are now one department, two services, like my Navy counterpart, Jane.
Love the Space Force.
Absolutely, our airmen and guardians. And I will tell you, one of the things we've talked about was how do we give our airmen and guardians more time back on mission. And one way to do that is through our enterprise IT as a service contract. We embarked upon that effort. One, we wanted to deliver world-class IT and separate commodity IT from mission IT so that our airmen and guardians could focus on their mission IT. And then we would contract out that commodity IT to a vendor that is their core business. And so they could bring to us those industry best practices, but also allow us, again, to maximize our dollars. In a constrained environment of both resources and funding, it was important, again, that our airmen and guardians could do mission work and that we could maximize our funding by eliminating, duplicative capabilities, duplicative services, modernize our IT. And even one of the big things that comes out of our ITAS, as we call it, is the consolidation of a help desk. And so we have a 10-year agreement that's going to deliver 6 core services. And as of today, now that we're in that contract for a year now, across 91 of our 180 installations, 260,000 of our more than 600,000 airmen and guardians, we're rocking and rolling with this contract. And just some success stories already, not only just because we've gone across multiple installations, more than half of our installations, our call answer times, our stats are good. 13 seconds for a call, 10 seconds for call handling, 70% satisfaction rate. And those are the type of results we expected from ITAS. We started out doing a risk reduction effort so that we knew that we could get it right with the strategy. And now that we have awarded that contract and we're executing those services, we can definitely see the difference now so that our airmen and guardian, again, as I stated, can be focused on mission work. But there's also a cybersecurity component to this as well, because this contract also delivers for us a standard desktop configuration, which allows us to defend our network with our assets because we know where they are and we know exactly how they're configured. And so when we have to make changes, it's not as cumbersome as it would be when you have multiple versions of a configuration. But also that modernization of our network devices is key as well, and our end user devices, because now I know for sure that I have the latest and the greatest that my airmen get to use as well, which feeds right into our user experience as well. So when you think of all those things together, it allows me to manage the portfolio in which I'm responsible for. It allows me to deliver the world-class IT service that my airmen and guardians expect, but it also gets after what the secretary and top leadership expects from our Office of the CIO, and that is to be ready for great power competition.